Once upon a time, in a faraway land, deep within a magical forest, lived a chameleon. This chameleon was very ordinary in every way except one. He wanted to be all colors in the world at once, but he just couldn't pick a favorite. One day, the chameleon decided that he'd had enough of being dull. He needed to add some color to his life. So he did something crazy. He packed up his things, said goodbye to his family and friends, and set off to a place where he could really shine. Chameleon had just moved to Rainbow Jungle, so many bright animals around him. He thought to himself, I must fit in, but how? As Chameleon walked through the jungle, he saw a little bird sitting on a branch nearby. The bird was a brilliant red color, and Chameleon thought, that's the perfect color for me. So Chameleon went over and asked the bird, can I please be your color now? It looks so much fun. The bird replied, of course you can be my color. Why not? And with that, the bird flew away. Chameleon looked at his reflection in a nearby puddle and smiled from ear to ear. Wow, he thought, I look amazing. Just then, a little fish swam by. Hey, you're blue today, she said to Chameleon, who was indeed now a lovely shade of blue. And Chameleon replied, well, I was just copying your color. It looks so much fun. The fish giggled and said, let's race across the river. As they swam together, Chameleon admired his new blue scales. A little while later, Chameleon met a wise old lion. His mane was the color of the sun, shining brightly in the midday heat. Now you're golden like me. Cool, said the lion, giving Chameleon a playful nudge with his paw. And Chameleon replied, I was just copying your color, Mr. Lion. It looks so much fun. The lion laughed and said, well, you look great. Keep it up. And so Chameleon went from animal to animal, copying their colors and having the time of his life. Each new color was more exciting than the last. He was scarlet, sapphire, emerald, ruby, and even the color of fresh baked bread. All the animals admired his beautiful colors, and no one thought anything of it when he changed, because in Rainbow Jungle, everyone was every color all the time. But inside, Chameleon was lonely and sad. He couldn't make any friends because he never stayed the same color for long enough. He tried to like the colors he copied, but they didn't feel right. They weren't his colors. He felt invisible, like no one even noticed him or cared about him, and that made him very upset. Then one day, as Chameleon walked through the jungle, he heard a loud clap of thunder. Dark clouds were rolling in, and an eerie silence fell over the animals. Suddenly, a thick fog rolled into the forest. Everything was white. Chameleon blinked and gasped. The trees and bushes and flowers, everything was covered in fog. Then he realized with a jolt that he couldn't see the animals around him anymore. Had they disappeared? Chameleon called out, hello, is anyone there? But only his own voice answered him. He was completely alone. The little rabbit hopped out from behind a bush. Chameleon, he cried, we can't see our colors. What do we do? The chameleon looked down at his own foggy scales. Being grey all over had its advantages. He could blend in with the fog and hide from whatever was out there, but it also meant that he could go unnoticed. No one could see him unless he really stood out. Suddenly, Chameleon had an idea. He took a deep breath, let out a long sigh, and exhaled as slowly as he could. As the fog started to clear, Chameleon noticed that his breath was a bright green, like the leaves of a jungle vine. Without thinking about it much, he focused on the green color and let it grow until he was as bright and glowing as the brightest star in the sky. Wow, whispered the rabbit, you're amazing. Taking a deep breath, Chameleon began to walk toward what he knew was the edge of the forest. He walked as slowly as he could, keeping his bright green color steady and strong. Soon the other animals began to notice his glow in the distance. Is that a star? Asked a monkey, looking up in wonder. No, said the rabbit. "It's Chameleon. Follow his glow and we'll be safe." The animals cheered and followed after him, feeling safer, knowing that Chameleon was leading the way. They knew he knew this forest better than anyone. As they walked, Chameleon told them which paths to take and which bushes to duck under. He showed them where to find clean water to drink and safe places to rest along the way. After a while, they heard a familiar sound, the rushing of water. When they finally reached the riverbank, the animals cheered again. They could see their reflections in the water, and they were so happy to be back in their beautiful colors. The little monkey bounced up to Chameleon. "That color," he exclaimed, "it's you." And Chameleon replied, "Yep, just me." Then the other animals started to notice too. "It's him. It's the chameleon who's been walking with us. I didn't know you were such a bright green, chameleon. I mean, you're almost glowing," said the lion. And the fish added, "I bet it's the coolest color of all." Chameleon smiled and blushed. For the first time in a long time, he felt like he belonged. In fact, he was even a little proud of his color. He may have liked the other colors he'd copied, but this green was the one that truly shone. From that day on, Chameleon no longer tried to copy other animals' colors. Instead, he walked proudly in his own, helping others whenever he could. The animals admired his bravery and loved his company, and Chameleon was finally happy to be just himself. After that day, Chameleon still changed colors sometimes, but only when he wanted to. He realized being yourself shines brighter than any disguise. The end.